In a surprising turn of events, Jeep, once the undisputed leader in off-road adventure, is now facing unexpected challenges. Today, we're uncovering the hidden strategies, corporate missteps, and startling realities behind this shocking decline, giving you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look. Has Stellantis transformed a once-beloved brand into a cautionary tale? Will loyal fans walk away? And what does this mean for those who crave true driving freedom? By the end, you'll understand how this impacts your future vehicle choices and why it could change everything you thought you knew about Jeep. For decades, Jeep symbolized strength and capability, with models like the Wrangler, Cherokee, and Grand Cherokee defining off-road excellence and reliability. However, in a series of puzzling decisions, Stellantis, the brand's parent company, began dismantling the very elements that made Jeep iconic. A financial and reputational disaster still unfolding. Consumers have taken notice. Enthusiasts who once swore by Jeep are now looking elsewhere, frustrated by declining quality, skyrocketing prices, and an identity crisis that has left the brand nearly unrecognizable. But Jeep's decline isn't just about corporate mismanagement. It's a warning of what happens when a company loses sight of its most important asset, its customers. And it gets even worse. Jeep's biggest mistake was only the beginning. Could the downfall of Jeep have been intentional? Rather than simply mismanaging the brand, Stellantis actively reshaped it into something it was never meant to be. Jeep's core identity, its rugged durability, reliability, and appeal to outdoor enthusiasts, was stripped away in favor of a vision that alienated its loyal base. A series of cost-cutting measures, disguised as standard corporate strategies, led to significant compromises. Durable steel parts were replaced with cheaper plastic components, while models were pushed into luxury price ranges without delivering the quality expected at such high costs. What was once an iconic off-road powerhouse is now struggling under the weight of questionable decisions. The question remains, can Jeep recover, or is this the beginning of the end? Stellantis reduced production oversight, leading to significant defects in brand-new Jeep models, prioritizing short-term financial gain over the brand's identity. However, their strategy went beyond just cost-cutting. It involved repositioning Jeep from a working-class favorite to a high-end luxury brand. This shift alienated its loyal customer base while failing to attract luxury buyers who expected superior refinement and reliability. The result was a brand caught between two worlds, neither rugged enough for its traditional audience nor premium enough for the luxury market. Stellantis believed this was a winning strategy, but it led to the disastrous launch of the $100,000 Jeep Wagoneer. Marketed as a perfect fusion of heritage and modern luxury, the vehicle quickly fell short of expectations, with reports of dashboard malfunctions, water leaks, and poor interior quality surfacing soon after purchase. Customers flooded forums with complaints about alignment issues and faulty infotainment systems, leading to widespread backlash. Jeep, once known for affordability and durability, had lost consumer trust by attempting to transition into the luxury segment without delivering the necessary quality. This pricing misstep was only part of a larger problem. Jeep sales were plummeting at an alarming rate. Once dominant models like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee saw drastic declines as inventory piled up in dealerships, with consumers unwilling to pay luxury prices for a brand they no longer recognized. While competitors like Ford and Toyota adapted to market trends, Stellantis remained rigid, refusing to acknowledge its failing pricing strategy. As Wrangler and Grand Cherokee sales continued to drop, dealerships struggled to move vehicles that once sold effortlessly. Instead of responding to these warning signs, Stellantis allowed unsold inventory to accumulate, exacerbating the crisis. Their leadership, led by CEO Carlos Tavares, once hailed as a turnaround expert, failed to recognize the gravity of the situation, making decisions that only deepened Jeep's struggles. In his pursuit of efficiency, Carlos Tavares made a critical miscalculation. He underestimated Jeep's core audience. Rather than strengthening the qualities that had made Jeep a beloved brand for generations, Stellantis prioritized short-term profits, cutting costs in ways that alienated loyal customers. Initially, their strategies seemed successful as streamlined operations, reduced expenses, and a focus on high-margin models pleased investors and created strong financial reports. However, beneath the surface, Jeep was eroding. Stellantis' decision to reposition Jeep as a luxury brand without delivering the expected quality led to a disconnect customers couldn't ignore. Jeep had long been a symbol of rugged dependability, appealing to buyers who valued function over form. Under Tavares' leadership, However, Jeep was transformed into a high-end status symbol, with prices nearly doubling, yet craftsmanship failing to justify the cost. Traditional buyers no longer saw themselves in the brand, and competitors like Ford and Toyota continued to offer durable, well-priced vehicles that remained true to their identity. As dealerships struggled to sell these overpriced models, the consequences of Stellantis' flawed strategy became undeniable. Tavares believed he could cut costs, raise prices, and maintain loyalty, but Jeep owners were not average car buyers. They were willing to walk away when the brand no longer met their needs. This miscalculation led to more than just sluggish sales. It triggered a quality control crisis that Jeep could not escape. Buyers spending six figures on a Wagoneer expected perfection, but instead faced mechanical failures, water leaks, and dashboard malfunctions within weeks of purchase. Loyal customers who had trusted Jeep for decades began questioning whether the brand had lost its way. The real issue, however, was Stellantis' response. Rather than addressing the growing list of defects, the company doubled down, refusing to slow production or issue large-scale recalls. Internal reports revealed that manufacturing lines were under immense pressure to meet deadlines, leading to overlooked quality control. Owners reported alarming issues: vibrating dashboards at highway speeds, massive water leaks soaking the interior during rainstorms, and general craftsmanship failures that tarnished Jeep's once-proud reputation. Instead of acknowledging the widespread nature of these problems, Stellantis dismissed them as isolated incidents, fueling customer frustration. Complaints flooded social media, dealerships struggled to provide answers, and trust in Jeep plummeted. As Jeep's reputation for durability crumbled, competitors seized the opportunity. Ford, with its revived Bronco, capitalized on Jeep's mistakes by staying true to heritage and quality, delivering a vehicle that was everything the Wrangler once was: tough, reliable, and adventure-ready. Unlike Stellantis, Ford ensured that its off-road icon remained reasonably priced, making it an attractive alternative for Jeep's disillusioned customers. Meanwhile, Toyota reinforced its reputation for dependability, drawing buyers who sought rugged performance without sacrificing reliability. While Stellantis was fixated on cost-cutting, its competitors perfected their strategies, proving that maintaining brand identity and customer trust was the key to long-term success. Toyota saw an opportunity and seized it. The legendary Land Cruiser made a triumphant return, offering customers a dependable alternative to Jeep. Toyota understood what buyers wanted: rugged performance, modern technology, and above all, reliability. While Stellantis was busy trying to push Jeep into the luxury segment, Toyota reinforced its reputation for toughness and dependability. Even Tesla capitalized on Jeep's missteps with the Cybertruck. Despite its controversial design, the Cybertruck appealed to a new generation of off-road enthusiasts who sought something futuristic, durable, and innovative. As these competitors gained traction, Stellantis remained slow to respond. Rather than adjusting its strategy to win back customers, the company continued pushing its luxury-focused vision for Jeep. The result was inevitable. Ford, Toyota, and Tesla steadily took market share. Jeep, once dominant in the off-road segment, was now struggling to compete. Buyers who had sworn by the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee were turning to brands that stayed true to their core values. Yet, Stellantis leadership refused to acknowledge the growing crisis. This failure was more than just a marketing misstep. It became a financial catastrophe for Stellantis. The company had bet heavily on high-margin vehicles like the Wagoneer, expecting customers to embrace the higher prices without hesitation. Instead, dealerships were left with unsold inventory. Across the country, lots filled with Wranglers and Grand Cherokees sat untouched for months. Yet Stellantis refused to lower prices, even as sales continued to plummet. The financial impact was severe. Stellantis had once counted on Jeep as one of its most profitable brands, but now it was bleeding money. Investors took notice, and stock prices reflected growing uncertainty. Desperate to stop the losses, Stellantis considered drastic measures, including shifting more production overseas to cut costs. But such a move only deepened the frustration among American workers and customers. Meanwhile, Jeep dealers were raising alarms. Frustrated by Stellantis' lack of support, many warned that their businesses were at risk. They struggled to sell vehicles that were too expensive for Jeep's traditional audience and plagued with quality issues. They pleaded for price adjustments, improved warranties, and stronger marketing to rebuild customer trust. But Stellantis remained fixated on financial models, ignoring the real-world consequences. As the crisis deepened, Stellantis resorted to mass layoffs, further signaling its lack of solutions. Thousands of workers, many of whom had spent decades perfecting Jeep's off-road vehicles, found themselves without jobs. To these employees, it felt like Stellantis was admitting defeat, choosing cost-cutting over fixing the real issues. Rather than investing in restoring Jeep's legendary quality, the company slashed its workforce, alienating the very people who knew the brand best. The message was clear: Jeep, once a symbol of adventure and reliability, was now associated with uncertainty and corporate mismanagement. Dealers struggled to sell vehicles while headquarters focused on spreadsheets instead of customer loyalty. Shoppers watched from the sidelines, questioning whether Jeep still had a place in the industry. If Stellantis didn't act fast, Jeep's downfall would not just be a temporary slump, it could become irreversible. Jeep's struggles deepened as dealers found themselves stuck with inventory that simply wouldn't move. Customers who walked into showrooms curious about the brand often left disappointed, put off by steep prices and concerns about reliability. The disconnect between Stellantis executives and those on the front lines of sales became glaringly obvious. This gap didn't just create frustration, it threatened to bring down one of the automotive world's most legendary names. The stagnant inventory had a domino effect. Dealers, burdened with overhead costs, were forced to slash prices just to clear their lots, which in turn undercut Jeep's carefully cultivated premium image. Some dealerships went even further, choosing to reduce their Jeep inventory altogether in favor of brands that valued dealer input. As Stellantis ignored their repeated pleas for pricing adjustments and stronger incentives, the company alienated some of its most dedicated partners. Dealers who had once taken pride in the Jeep logo began questioning whether their future lay elsewhere. As sales continued to slump, Stellantis made yet another controversial decision, shifting production of certain Jeep models from the U.S. to Mexico. For many loyal Jeep customers, this felt like the ultimate betrayal. Jeep had always carried an aura of American grit, from its origins in military service to its reputation as the ultimate off-road vehicle. Moving production south of the border wasn't just a business decision. It was a direct challenge to the brand's identity. Stellantis defended the move, citing financial pressures and the need to cut operational costs. Executives insisted that international production would stabilize Jeep's bottom line in an increasingly competitive market. But critics saw things differently. This wasn't just about where Jeep vehicles were built, it was about what the move represented. For consumers who had long associated Jeep with American craftsmanship, the shift to Mexico was yet another reason to doubt the brand's future. The decision hit workers hard. Many had already been affected by layoffs, and now entire communities worried about losing the jobs that had sustained them for generations. Even customers felt the impact, as some Jeep loyalists vowed to avoid any model not built in the U.S. That sense of betrayal lingered, overshadowing any cost-saving justification Stellantis offered. At a time when Jeep desperately needed to rebuild trust, the company instead risked alienating the last remaining enthusiasts who still believed in the brand's legacy. Despite the turmoil, there is still hope for Jeep's redemption. The brand retains immense goodwill, even if that loyalty has been tested by poor leadership and strategic missteps. However, winning back customers will require more than just cost-cutting measures or sporadic price promotions. Stellantis must acknowledge its failures with full transparency and take bold action to fix them. Owners who have suffered through mechanical failures or taken a financial hit on overpriced models like the Wagoneer deserve more than corporate excuses. Stellantis must offer meaningful solutions, whether through extended warranties, specialized maintenance programs, or even buyback initiatives for models that failed to meet expectations. Genuine apologies, backed by real corrective actions, could help mend Jeep's fractured relationship with its core supporters. If Stellantis is willing to make these tough but necessary changes, Jeep might still reclaim its place as a true American icon. But time is running out. The company can either listen to its customers and dealers, or risk watching Jeep fade into irrelevance. A renewed emphasis on quality control is essential if Jeep hopes to regain customer trust. Restoring the rugged durability that once defined the brand could entice jaded consumers to give it another chance. Jeep must also strike a balance between modern safety features and off-road capability, ensuring its vehicles remain relevant for both traditionalists and modern families. Beyond engineering, design philosophy must evolve. Jeep should embrace authentic adventure over artificial luxury, reinforcing its legacy as the go-to brand for outdoor enthusiasts. A more strategic approach to dealership relations is also necessary. By involving dealers in strategy discussions, addressing concerns about affordability, and equipping them with better tools to serve buyers, Stellantis can rebuild trust at the local level. If showrooms believe in Jeep's future, they will be more effective in convincing skeptical customers to do the same. Jeep's decline has been swift and sobering, but it is not necessarily final. Whether Stellantis can abandon short-term fixes and commit to a real turnaround, one rooted in customer satisfaction, dealer collaboration, and brand authenticity, remains to be seen. If they act decisively, Jeep may yet reclaim its place as an American icon. If not, it risks becoming another cautionary tale of a once great brand undone by corporate miscalculation. Jeep's struggles are not happening in isolation. They reflect larger changes sweeping through the automotive industry. Legacy manufacturers once relied on deep-rooted brand loyalty, assuming that heritage alone would keep customers returning. But today's buyers have evolved priorities. Some prioritize fuel efficiency and cutting-edge technology over brand history. Others demand environmentally responsible production alongside traditional power and performance. Even die-hard enthusiasts expect modern safety features and connectivity options that earlier generations did not require. In this transformed marketplace, complacency is fatal. Consumers no longer let brand names dictate their spending. Instead, they research extensively online, weigh opinions from social media, and scrutinize every claim. A single viral post from a dissatisfied buyer can derail an entire marketing campaign, spreading negative perceptions that are difficult to counteract. A famous badge on the grill is no longer enough. Every vehicle must justify its price with tangible benefits, real-world reliability, and innovation that meets modern expectations. The industry's rapid evolution has created an environment where even the most storied automakers risk irrelevance if they fail to innovate. Ford has aggressively invested in battery-powered trucks and SUVs, catering to a new class of drivers who demand practicality without sacrificing eco-friendly credentials. Tesla continues to dominate the EV space, offering cutting-edge software and over-the-air updates that keep vehicles feeling modern long after purchase. Startups like Rivian are reshaping what adventure vehicles look like, combining off-road readiness with electric drivetrains and premium tech. Jeep, once the uncontested king of rugged adventure, now faces a fierce competitive landscape. If it fails to adapt to this new reality, it risks becoming a relic of the past, another brand that refused to evolve until it was too late. The automotive industry is undergoing a profound transformation as legacy manufacturers navigate the transition between traditional internal combustion engines and emerging electric technologies. Ford Motor Company continues to offer gasoline-powered vehicles for consumers hesitant to adopt fully electric models. However, the company's investment in innovative concepts signifies a strategic shift toward diversification. By providing both classic and electric options, Ford acknowledges the fragmented nature of today's market, where consumer preferences vary widely. Similarly, General Motors is pursuing a dual approach, channeling resources into hybrid and electric powertrains while maintaining production of gasoline vehicles. This strategy allows them to cater to regions with differing fuel costs, regulatory environments, and infrastructure challenges. Although some critics argue that balancing multiple powertrain options can dilute a company's focus, General Motors sees it as a necessary risk to ensure long-term market stability. Meanwhile, new competitors are intensifying the industry's evolution. Tesla's rapid rise is well documented, but a wave of fresh startups is emerging, each targeting niche markets. Some focus on electric off-road capabilities, appealing to adventure enthusiasts, while others emphasize futuristic designs or introduce subscription-based ownership models. These new entrants steadily chip away at the customer bases of legacy brands, attracting consumers drawn to cutting-edge technology and sustainability. Beyond competition, shifts in global production strategies are also reshaping the industry. Many automakers are relocating manufacturing to regions with lower labor costs to offset rising research and development expenses. However, these cost-saving measures often trigger backlash from workers and consumers who see job relocations as corporate disregard for local communities. Strikes, protests, and public scrutiny frequently accompany plant closures, pushing companies to balance profitability with social responsibility. Consumers are increasingly aware of ethical production practices, influencing their purchasing decisions based on a brand's labor policies. Additionally, changing driving habits and urban policies are redefining vehicle ownership. Some cities are making personal cars less desirable by enhancing public transit and promoting ride-sharing. Meanwhile, advancements in autonomous technology signal a future where driverless fleets could revolutionize mobility. While companies like Tesla aggressively pursue self-driving innovations, others remain cautious due to legal, safety, and financial concerns. The coming decade is poised to bring the most significant changes in transportation since the mass adoption of automobiles, and automakers must navigate this shift carefully to remain relevant.